Mhm. I just wanted to make mention that you thought I was overstepping it a little bit. Section number 4 of the 14th Amendment, the validity of the public debt of the United States authorized by law, including debts incurred for paying for pensions and bounties for services in suppressing insurrection or rebellion shall not be questioned. Yes. Let's say you wanted to ask me a question, and I said, well, I'm actually suing every judge of the United States, and I've employed a large number of private investigators, yes, to investigate every one of them, yes. And the pensions and bounties for the services in suppressing the insurrection and rebellion against the supremacy of the United States Constitution. Now, you said you didn't have to pay my legal expenses because I'm a homeless man? Oops. But actually, I'm a pauper. The federal government's going to pay every lawsuit. Now, you won't be questioning me about the amount of expenses for every lawsuit because I will pay for Valda's private investigative firm, yes, to investigate each and every oath, badge, attorney, and mandatory reporter, yes, that thought it wasn't an insurrection or a rebellion, yes, against the supremacy of the United States Constitution. Now, I don't give a fuck if you work in the United States Treasury. You question me shall not be questioned. See, suppressing insurrection or rebellion, yes. This debts incurred for payment of pensions and bounties. I know that you thought that only applied to the Civil War debt. And against the Confederacy, but we have an insurrection and a rebellion against the supremacy of the United States Constitution. Every day I document the crime, yes, of fraud, yeah. And you, as a sheriff's department, said, well, if he has a problem, he can motion the court. And I said, I can't motion the court. You violated the civil rights of myself, yes, the petitioner, and the minors named. And then I sent you 20,000 videos, yes, 2 million emails, and for some stupid fucking reason, you think you can rebel against the supremacy. I gotta fucking talk this shit. Now, I wanted to explain in the jurisdiction of the United States, what document is the supreme law of the land? Yes, the United States Constitution. What did this document do? Oh, it violates the supremacy of the United States Constitution. Yes, yes, yes. And when you use forgeries to issue court orders and you make up lies about somebody being mentally ill, because you're going to support the insurrection or rebellion against the enforcement of the laws of this nation. The actual pensions and bounties that are paid to investigate every oath, yes, badge and attorney oath, yes, will not be questioned. And if you ask me what I'm doing or why I'm doing, well, see, I'm really going to squash this rebellion and insurrection. Yes. We cannot allow for any court of the United States to issue any court order that violates, yes, the laws of the nation or the Constitution of the nation. See, when I mentioned that my wife motioned for a default dissolution of marriage, yes, you had an obligation to not only remove the dissolution of marriage, you had an obligation to arrest her for contempt of court. But you, as a judiciary, have used bullshit domestic violence laws to allow for you, yes, to violate the protections of the Constitution. Yeah. Now, I can go through approximately 50 to 60 examples, fact and findings of the law, the conclusions. Yes. Judge Rohrer, where's the marriage certificate issued from? I did not get notice of court hearings before having the dissolution of marriage. Yes, she said that she mailed them. Pope, you didn't require proof of service before issuing a dissolution of marriage. That's an example of the court allowing the petitioner, yes, to violate the supremacy of the United States Constitution. Now, this insurrection, yes, and rebellion against the enforcement of the laws, because you want to believe, yes, that we can rebel against the supremacy of the Constitution. It says here, yes, that you will not question me about the amount that I'm going to pay to have every judge in the United States. Because the judges are bound to preach. Now, I know you're sitting there asking yourself, can I, as a judge, yes, have knowledge, right, of the violating of the Constitution of the United States and every jurisdiction of the United States? Can you really do that? Well, let me see here. How about this? How do I verify the information contained in the search results? Yes, you must consult the court record to verify all information. This public court record? Yes. Why doesn't every judge look through? Well, the public court record, yes, is evidence of violating the supremacy of the Constitution. These public court, well, you're going to have to remove your fraud because it is an actual insurrection, and I would say rebellion, yes, against the requirements of law before issuing dissolutions of marriage. You can't have court hearings where the public court record itself says the mail was returned unclaimed. Now, I know you make up bullshit lies about what you can and can't do. Yes. But the truth of the matter is, the court record, yes, has to verify that the protections of due process were in place before issuing a dissolution of marriage. And when it says mail returned unclaimed, yes, you should have canceled the court hearing and had another court hearing so the petitioner would have proof of service prior to having court hearings that I, as a respondent, received actual notice of the court hearing. I gotta fucking out the humor one motherfucking thing.